All right, excellent. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our training for this evening. It is 9 o'clock Eastern on the dot. It's good to be with all of you. This is Nick D'Amico, VP of Sales for Vive, and we've got an incredible training lined up for you tonight. This is really going to open your eyes to some insights on how to capture as much money as you can from our compensation plan, which, when I was in the field, I wish the owners and the VPs of the company did this for me. I don't think they cared about us that much, but we definitely care about you guys, and we're all here to win, and we're doing the best we can to make this the best opportunity on the planet for each and every one of you, and want to make sure that you're not allowing money to fly over your heads every single week, right? So we've got a great training lined up for you today. The first thing I want to do is just share my screen real quick. This is going to be kind of comical, but I think you guys can see that now. So I saw this picture about 15 years ago. Okay, so this might actually be familiar to some of you, but when I first saw this picture, my mentor explained it to me. He said the difference between those who are unsuccessful and those who are ultra successful. I'm not talking just semi-successful, but ultra successful in anything they do. And this doesn't just apply to Vive or business. In anything you do, the difference is a matter of 1 inch. That's it. The people that are ultra successful go that extra inch. And this picture illustrates it perfectly. You can see the guy on the bottom. He gave up, right before he struck gold, right before he hit all the diamonds, he gave up. And so he left all of that money on the table. Okay, just because he didn't, maybe he didn't research it enough. Maybe he didn't just, do that extra phone call when he didn't feel like it, or get that extra customer that he needed to increase his paycheck. And the guy at the top, look at him. He's going after it, right? He's not going to stop until he gets it. And so I think this picture perfectly illustrates the training that we're going to do tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the call over to our CEO, and Mr. Tom Schmidt, who you all know and you've heard from before. So if this is your first time hearing him train, you're absolutely in for a treat. So without further ado, turn the call over to Mr. Tom Schmidt.
Thanks, Nick. I love that cartoon, by the way. It has value in so many areas, not merely a direct marketing business, but anything you do in life. If you give up right before the victory, it's you're never going to find it. So first of all, thanks everybody for showing up. Welcome to this training. I wanted to do this because I noticed as I go through the back office, looking at different consultants' success, failure, struggles, challenges, all those things, I noticed patterns that we need to fix, and we need to make sure that not only those of you on this call pay attention to these things, but also talk to other people in your organization about these same topics. So without further ado, we're going to talk about the top 5 mistakes that most Vive consultants make in managing their business. And these are not, dig deep, find the psychology. These are very simple things that can make a huge difference in your business. And the first one that I noticed most often is this concept of having different legs in your organization and how those points are counted for purposes of compensating. And if you don't know, you should know that the weekly and double weekly pay provisions of the comp plan have a 40% cap. So you can only have 40% of your points come from any one leg up until you make the executive levels. Once you make executive, it drops to 30%. But there's still that cap there. So what ends up happening is people will have 500 points in one leg, and then their second leg will only have 150 points, and their third has 100. And so what ends up happening is you've earned all these points in your network, but network points, but you're not getting credit for them. You're not getting paid for them because you haven't balanced out that business with the other legs. And so what ends up happening is the next point that you get, the next network point that you get in your weaker leg actually is worth 2 points, because not only is it going to give you that point, but it frees up one of your points in your higher legs. And we'll look at some screenshots from the back end that show that. The second thing I notice is that there's a lot of people who are right on the doorstep of Pacesetter, and then a lot of people that are right on the doorstep of Silver Partner. And those are the two most important ranks in Vive. The most important rank at Vive is Silver Partner, and the second most important is Pacesetter. Why? The reason is because that's how the Power Team bonuses are structured. So if you are a Pacesetter in Vive, and below you there's a line of 1,000 people in the network, consultants, and none of those 1,000 people in that line are Pacesetters, then you're getting an override on every personal sales bonus that any consultant in that 1,000 people makes, to infinite levels of depth. And the same thing is true as Silver Partner. So if you're a Silver Partner, and hypothetically, it's very unlikely that this would happen, but it certainly can. If you're a Silver Partner and there's 1,000 people in a line below you, 1,000 levels deep, and below you there's no Pacesetters or Silver Partners, you're getting paid twice from every personal sales bonus that's going on. And so if you don't take advantage of that, if you don't make Pacesetter, if you don't make Silver Partner, you're losing out on a huge amount of revenue from levels, below 3 levels below you. And so to me, that's an obvious way you can make a little bit of effort, make a little bit of improvement, and all of a sudden have a significant increase in compensation. And I put this line on here. This has really never been the case at Vive, but very soon it's going to become even more and more true over time. The Power Team is where the money is. The money in this business is going to be in Pacesetter and Silver Partner because of the addition of new products that have upfront and Power Team bonuses associated with it. Historically, the only Power Team bonuses you really got were from savings bonuses. So someone brought a bill in, savings were realized, and some bonus money was sent up that chain. Today, electricity, natural gas, community solar, insurance, all those products are going to be feeding money up into that Power Team. So make sure you make Pacesetter and Silver Partner. And then the third thing is, this one just blows my mind, missing out on double weekly pay. There are a ton of people at Vive that are getting paid a weekly paycheck, and all they have to do is one or two little bitty things just to qualify for a double weekly pay, and their income literally doubles overnight. Very, very simple stuff that people are missing out on. It just makes absolutely no sense to me. Let's look at a back office slide. Can y'all see that? The little points and all that?
Yep, we see it.
So this is one, and I got to tell you, I go into people's back offices a lot. It's never really just sort of snooping around. Like, there's always some reason. There's some customer, we can't figure out who the customer sponsor was, whatever it is. Sometimes I just go in because we're making changes. Like, we recently changed what happens if you mouse over these little question marks. They're working on taking out Pro and a couple other things. So I look at it for that too. But what's interesting is probably the most common thing I've seen when I look at people's progress, what just happened, is this line right here: personal enrollment within 6 weeks. No. This person is getting paid as a weekly pay as a promoter 650. All they have to do is enroll one consultant, and all of a sudden they go to double weekly pay, and that X becomes a check mark, and their income weekly doubles. And I've seen this at promoter 650, at Pacesetter, at Partner, all because you didn't enroll one consultant in the last 6 weeks. Very important that you take advantage of this. Go check your back office, make sure that you're qualified for double weekly pay by meeting all these requirements. It's basically, you're going to have 100 PCP, which this person does. You're going to have team growth, which means that your total rank qualified network points grew at least 1 week during the recent period. And then you have to enroll one consultant personally every 6 weeks. You do those three things, you're getting double weekly pay, which is a huge benefit. This page reminds me of some of those like brain teasers or whatever you might have done in school, where you can look at this page and look for all the problems with this person's current status. But here again, this is a person who is currently promoter 650, earning weekly pay. They are not getting double weekly pay. Now, this person's got all kinds of problems here. Number one, they don't have the 100 PCP they need. They haven't had their team grow, and they haven't enrolled somebody in the last 6 weeks. They have to do all three of those things. And we'll talk in a minute about some easy ways to get more points. And you guys are probably going to need them here pretty soon. But if this person cleaned up those three things, all of a sudden their weekly pay doubles, which is a significant value to them. But the big thing here, this is what I was talking about earlier about the legs. So this person has 864 points in one leg. That's great. They need to go help Gary and John start developing some network points ASAP, because they're only getting the benefit of 260 of Mark's 864 points, because you're limited to 40% from any one leg. So if they go out and they get points for Gary and they get points for John, and you can go host an event and have John bring some prospects, and have John get 3 people in his organization to bring prospects. You can call a meeting with John and his other folks in his downline and say, let's talk about the bundles. Everybody needs to upgrade their bundle. Whatever you do, drive points in that group in order to balance it out, because every point that you generate from Gary, John, or your own PCP is going to unlock some of these mark points. And this person, look at it, they're like less than 150 points away from making, yes, you guessed it, pace setter, where all of a sudden, not only is their weekly pay and double weekly pay going to increase, but all of a sudden they're going to be getting the 4th level of the power team bonuses. So it's another income stream if they can just get 150 more points. And look, they've got 500 just sitting there not being used. So I mean, this is absolutely crazy. You'd have to do the math, but I'm guessing if you got something like 80 points in Gary and John's and your own line. Oh, and by the way, I guess this person needs to get another 54 PCP also. So they need to get some friends to upload some bills and subscribe to some bundles. But once they do that, that's 54 points. It's going to unlock a bunch of points from Mark, and then you got very little additional to do, and all of a sudden you're pace setter and you're getting that power team bonus. So that's that. Then, like I say, the money is really in the power team bonuses in this company, and this is going to just become more and more true. This is a recent summary slide that we did to show the commissions for the new services that we have, community solar and natural gas. If you go out there and sign up a community solar customer, that is $100 to the consultant that enrolls that customer. Then $25 goes to the power team. That's $5 for the consultant's enroller, $5 for the person 2 levels above them, $5 for the person 3 levels above them. Then it skips over everybody until it finds a pace setter, and the pace setter above them gets $5. And then it skips over everybody until it finds a silver partner, and that silver partner gets $5. And that goes down to infinity. So if you're a silver partner and there's no silver partner below you, you're getting $5 on every community solar customer that's signed up in the entire organization. Guys, we're looking to have tens of thousands of consultants and hundreds of thousands of customers here soon. All of a sudden, that becomes an enormous amount of money. And that's just off community solar. Then you got natural gas customers, you got electricity broker customers. These numbers for electricity currently apply in Texas, and they're technically available in all the other states. If you sign up a new customer, unfortunately, we're kind of in a weird market position where the utility rates tend to be cheaper than third-party retailers. So until that shifts in a couple months, Really, you won't be looking to get any personal sales bonuses in the Northeast. But if you sign up an electricity customer today, we put them on the utility today, you'll get the points for that customer. And then in a few months, when the market shifts and we can move them to a competitive plan, all of a sudden, number one, they're going to save a bunch of money and love you. Number two, that personal sales bonus is going to be triggered, and you can get that money. Of course, this slide, what is happening? Why does my thing keep moving? This slide also illustrates the importance of commercial. I mean, good Lord, you sign up a small business to join community solar, they get a guaranteed 10% savings on their electric bill, and you get a $500 check every time you get somebody to do that. And then the power team gets $100. So $20 for the pace setter and $20 for the silver partner. So you can see why I think it's so important to make sure you make those targets. Another big mistake, and this is partly the fault of a bunch of consultants, and it's also mostly the fault of VEEV management and the prior corporate team, by not making outreach available to every consultant. So if you haven't heard already, we solved that problem. If you'll upgrade your VEEV consultant account, you immediately are entitled to outreach as part of the program. You don't have to pay any extra like you used to have to do. And so we want every consultant at VEEV using this system. If you haven't watched one of my little trainings on Rapid Funnel, go look them up in the coaching section or on the website and in the back end, and watch them, because this tool is amazing, not only for sharing the VEEV opportunity with other folks, but then monitoring and managing your follow-up with those people as you do so. And so absolutely every single one of you guys on this call need to be using this. We made fun of Andrew at the beginning of the call, but Andrew, I've never met him in person, but he's famous at VEEV these last few months because he's been in the #1 spot for most outreach points using that Rapid Funnel app. And everyone, Blake and Larry, have been fighting like crazy to catch up to him. And every time they make some progress, Andrew sends out a few more, and so he bumps up a little higher. I do think Larry finally passed him today, but the notion is that app will absolutely help you grow your business, and can be phenomenal, because, you know, again, this business is not about you coming in and being the world's best consultant. That's not what this is about. This is about coming in, understanding the system, and showing other people to do the same system. You can make some good money, for instance, going out and signing up community solar customers, but you'll make a lot more money if you go sign up a couple, kind of figure out how to do it, show 5 other people how to do that, and then set them loose, not only to do it, but to then show it to 25 people, and then to 225 people, and on and on and on. That's how you make good money. The last one, and this is part of a chronic issue that we're working on at VEEV, is customers who are technically our customer, but who are not paying us. And this happens particularly in the electric segment. I think we have about, more than 1,000 customers, let's just say it that way, who are on autopilot and haven't paid us in months. Their credit cards declined, expired, whatever. Those are your customers. Guess what happens as soon as your customer that you worked hard to get on autopilot, their credit card doesn't go through? You lose your points. And that affects your weekly pay, your double weekly pay, et cetera. So one of the things that the consultants in the company need to do is make sure you guys are communicating with your your customers, make sure they're still on the system, find out from support who in your organization hasn't paid, go get them paid so you can go back to getting your points. On a related note, and we're trying to spread the word about this announcements, but February 20th has been designated National Points Day. That is the day that if you had pro consultants in your downline and you were getting credit for 20 points for each one of those people, those points expire on February 20th. So for instance, for all those people in your organization, you'll be paid the same way on February 25th, But the following week, during the week where you earn the points, the 21st of February on, those points go away, and those people have been switched manually to the 5 services bundle. And so they went from 20 points for being a pro to 13 points for being the 5 services bundle. So that's a 7-point drop. Now, if you have 100 people in your network that were previously pro consultants, now they're normal consultants, that's 700 points you're going to lose in your network points. So we have to all work hard to replace those points, and you're basically looking at a 7-point reduction for every pro consultant that was in your organization. So first thing we need to all do is upgrade to our new plan, because the other thing that happens on February 20th is that if you have not subscribed to the new plan, you will lose your outreach, your rapid funnel, and your account will be closed. You'll lose your data, all that stuff. So if you haven't upgraded to the new plan yet, do it ASAP, certainly before February 20th. And to do that, you can either call or email support@justvive.com. Say, hey, I need to upgrade to the new consultant plan, and they'll take care of it for you. You can also log, in a couple of days, supposedly there's going to be a link in your back office that'll say, hey, you need to upgrade, click here, and you can do it that way if you want to. Again, we want everybody at Vive, we're giving everybody at Vive outreach. We want everybody at Vive using outreach. So we want you guys to talk to the folks in your network, train them on rapid funnel, and let's get them all using it, because it's very important. Kind of wanted to give you guys some tips on how to replace the points that you're going to lose because of the pro membership. Obviously, the first thing is, if you can upgrade the people who were pro, upgrade them to a super savings bundle. That gets them and you an extra 5 points. That gets them to a total of 18 against the 20 that they had before. So that's a pretty good start right there. And of course, if anyone came to me and said, hey, I want to get into this business, how do I run a successful Vive business? The first thing I'm going to say is you need that super bundle, because you need to know about you need to use every one of the services so you can tell your consultants and your customers about them. Obviously, you want to go look at the list of states where community solar is available, find any customers that are in your network in those states and get them upgraded. Every time you upgrade one, that's a point right there, and it costs the customer nothing. They save 10% off their electric bill, and right off the bat, you've got a bunch of points, and of course, those commissions as well. Same thing with natural gas. Natural gas switching is going to have a few more points associated with it, so it's a great way to replace the points you have. Get everybody in your network to upgrade to natural gas. You guys should have all gotten emails today if you live in a state where we have natural gas live. And so if you didn't, then you need to look into your network, see who you have in those other states, and make sure that they sign on. Again, costs nothing. There's no monthly fee. If we can find you a cheaper natural gas plan, we switch you. If we cannot, no harm, no foul. You have the peace of mind that you actually have the best deal you can get. And this is a big change at Vive that I want to make sure everybody understands. You need to teach your consultants to sell bundles, not to buy bundles, but to sell bundles to non-consultants. There is a difference in how many points you get if you sell a bundle to a consultant versus a non-consultant. And I'll show you that chart in just a second. For instance, the big savings bundle, that same five services bundle, is only 13 points if you sell it to a consultant. It's worth 20 points by itself if you sell it to a non-consultant customer. And then the other thing is, you should all have a goal of signing up 20 new consultants. Start working on that right away. Get 3 or 4 or 5, 6 new consultants. That's going to be a quick way to get more points in your network right off the bat. And oh, by the way, not only sign up consultants, but help them get their fast action bonus. In order for them to get that, they're having to get more customers, upload more bills, and create more network points for you guys. This is a little quick summary chart of the 3 bundles and what the point values are. So we have the pick 3, the pick 5, and the all 8. Pick three costs, it says approximately, because it kind of matters what three you pick, what the monthly fee is. But the three we recommend is $39.95. For that, you get 10 PCP if a consultant in your network buys it, and 15 PCP if a non-consultant customer buys it. So there's a significant upside to that. And then, like I said, the pick five is 13 if it's to a consultant and 20 to a customer. And of course, the super savings bundle is 18 for a consultant and 25 for a non-consultant. So there's a significant opportunity if you can convince people to buy these bundles when they're not a consultant. There's, number one, there's a bonus paid to you and the power team, and a lot of points come out of it. One of the things I was talking with a group of consultants about was on this pick three. If I were going to sell this pick three bundle to a non-consultant, the three services that I would recommend would be, let's see if I can do this from memory: identity theft protection, roadside assistance, and credit monitoring. The reason I like those three services, I'll say them again: identity theft protection, conceal, credit monitoring, and roadside assistance. And the reason I like those services is the customer who buys those three services is hoping and praying that they never have to use them. So if you sell someone that bundle, they're never going to call you and say, hey, Andrew, hey, Gary, I want to cancel my services because I'm never using them. On the other hand, if you sell them, let's just say Tech Rescue or Medicall, obviously the customer's paying month after month $39.95 and they're never using Medicall or Tech Rescue, they're going to say, hey, look, I want to drop off. But if you sell those sort of insurance type services, you're selling the peace of mind, and the customer's paying $39, $40 a month for the peace of mind that they're not going to have one of those problems without some sort of support, and they're more likely to stay on longer. And that's it. Easy peasy. Do we have any questions or anything? Is this USA only? As for customers, is it? So John is asking about the international question. So the answer is that in certain countries, so long as it's legal, we can enroll consultants, but the customers need to be in the United States. So we only do bill negotiation in the United States. I mean, technically, if there was someone, let's say, who lived in Canada, who had a US cell phone, yes, we could negotiate that. But generally speaking, Vive is a US business, and it kind of limits it there. Rod says, thanks.
I have a question. Oh, Jason just had his question answered. He asked if the bundle prices were per month, per year. They're per month, Jason. I guess some of them are coming through direct messages.
Oh, there you go. No worries. So, the punchline is, to use Nick's phrase, don't let money fly over your head. Stick your hand up and catch it, right? Make sure that you're regularly going into your back office and checking to see your status, your points, your different legs, and how many points are coming from each leg. Sometimes someone up, in your upline will put people in your downline as they're enrolling consultants. So your legs, how do I say that? The allocation of the points between your legs can change without you kind of knowing about it. In other words, you didn't go sign anybody up. Sean Mills is somebody who mentioned that to me. He said, I came in the business and very quickly, all of a sudden there were people in my downline that I didn't even know about. So that can happen. So make sure you monitor that, and make sure that you want to make sure that you balance those out and spend your time working in your weaker legs, because you get more value for that extra work, which is a big thing.
And to go along with that, what Tom's essentially saying is we all need to be aware of our business. We all need to be aware of our circumstances, our situation, and like I talked about on Breakfast of Champions today, if you were on it, one of the topics we talked about was awareness, right? Being aware of your situation. And so when I was in the field every single morning, I woke up, the first thing I would do is check my back office. Very first thing I did. And right before I went to bed, I checked my back office, right? So I knew exactly where I was that day. And then I knew exactly what, where my business was when I woke up and what I had to do that day to hit my goals. And so if you're all aware of your business, where it's at, your points, your balance, everything that Tom talked about, guys, this is a win-win situation. Cindy actually had a quick question as well. My downline signed an affiliate Saturday. Affiliates do not get outreach rapid funnel, correct? That is correct. That's just for consultants only.
But they can buy bundles.
Right. Yeah, they can definitely
sell them a bundle. They count as a customer buying a bundle. And so you get those extra points.
Exactly. Okay. Any other questions, guys? All right. I think we're good, Tom.
Okay, great. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
All right. Thanks for helping out, guys. Take care.